Hey, this is Jamie from Capsule Computers, and today we are reviewing Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns. It is Guild Wars 2 first paid expansion pack, which is kind of impressive considering the game's actually been out for 3 years, and has been receiving a steady stream of content updates. Now, it's available now from ArenaNet directly for $49.99 US as of the recording of this video, and currently only runs on Windows. Now, to clear things up, the base Guild Wars 2 game is now free to play, with some limits. Those of us who purchased the game before the start of Heart of Thorns pre-order will also get the base game without any limitations from the free account. Essentially, they're still getting the same game they paid for, they just don't get the Heart of Thorns content. To access Heart of Thorns content, previous and new owners will have to pay the full price to get access to all content. Now, I know this isn't ideal for a lot of old Guild Wars 2 owners, but frankly, it's a more straightforward system for new buyers versus trying to figure out which DLCs and expansions you need to buy on top of the full game to get the experience. Heart of Thorns is an interesting expansion pack when compared to other MMORPGs. Instead of just tacking on 10 levels and a new story campaign, ArenaNet has opted to expand the current endgame content at level 80 by adding Masteries and Elite specializations. The Mastery system is an account-wide progression that covers both Guild Wars 2 content and Heart of Thorns. The Mastery system for Heart of Thorns content does do a great job of turning the character from this barely surviving guy in the jungle to one that uses the jungle to their advantage. Unfortunately, a few of the Masteries in Heart of Thorns feels a bit like filler than anything else. Now, the new Elite specialization brings a brand new specialization and a new weapon type to each class. It's a great way to breathe new life into old characters and find some new playstyles at the same time. What I like about it most, though, is it's completely optional. Perfectly potent characters can be made without the Elite specialization, just using the base game's specializations. Now, as of recording of this video, raids have not yet been implemented into the game, but it is expected to be part of the first content update post-launch. Season 3 of the Living World is also expected to begin soon, bringing more free content to the game, which of course everyone loves the word free. Additionally, a new heavy armored class called the Revenant has been added with Heart of Thorns. The Revenant is a unique class that augments their weapons ability with legendary spirits of Guild Wars lore to assist them in battle. I find the Revenants to be a really versatile class that doesn't always play like the traditional heavily armored class, which to me is a huge bonus. If I needed to find one word that describes Heart of Thorns the best, it'd be groups. There's a huge focus on group play, from the addition of the new World vs. World area to the design of Maguma. Maguma's maps drop the local area quests in favor of Guild Wars 2 events that are chained together in a meta story for each map. The events become a congregation point for groups of players, and the maps are balanced accordingly. I found a lot of areas being a little too hairy to fight it out alone, which can be tough for people who like to just explore alone at their own pace. The new guild halls are a great addition to the social scene. After a short quest, guilds big and small can choose to create their guild hall. Inside the hall is where players can access the new scribe profession, which focuses on group buffs, guild hall decorations, and World v World items. It's a neat way to create group progression as a guild, but more importantly, it provides a private space for guildies to hang out. This is a brilliant addition for Guild Wars 2 role-playing community, as it provides a private spot for them to roleplay without being interrupted by trolls or other roleplayers. Heart of Thorns storyline picks up right after the end of Guild Wars 2 Living World Season 2. While the player has been busy with Glint's egg, Tyria's pack has been assembled and sailed into Maguma in hopes of defeating the Elder Dragon, Mordremoth. Unfortunately, Tyria's pack severely underestimated his powers, and the entire fleet was shattered in one fell swoop. To make matters worse, some of the Sylvari has fallen under the control of Mordremoth and turned on their former allies. The story is interesting, the writing is spot on, and the game has great atmosphere. It's hard not to feel uncomfortable as a Sylvari playing through Heart of Thorns when you walk around the survivor camp and all you can hear are people muttering about how maybe they should be killing off the Sylvari or how they don't trust their Sylvari companion. Heart of Thorns audio visuals are excellent for the most part. The sound effects and the voice acting are top-notch. The soundtrack is an enjoyable listen. I don't think Guild Wars 2 saw any serious graphical engine improvement with Heart of Thorns, but the game has aged incredibly well. The only exception to this are the cutscenes, which look rather rough and blurry. Compared to the game with the settings all maxed out, the cutscenes are actually just pretty downright ugly. If it's been a while since you picked up Guild Wars 2, or you always wanted to play, there is no better time to pick up the game. Especially if you view Heart of Thorns as an expansion to Guild Wars 2 group experience, Heart of Thorns add a ton of great endgame content, and a really enjoyable class to boot. The fact that more free content is just around the corner is the icing on the cake. I'm giving Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns 8.5 capsules out of 10. 5 minutes or less isn't always enough to cover a big game, so if you want to read our full review, be sure to check out the link in the description or in the video's card. I hope to see you soon. This is Jamie from Capsule Computers signing off.